Sometimes you just want games where you don't have to save the world in 5 minutes, but can simply live inside the process. Games where every small detail matters and time works with you instead of against you. I put this list together by digging through upcoming releases, playtests, and early versions to separate truly promising simulation games from the noise. Here, you'll find games about work, survival, management, craftsmanship, and taking responsibility for your own decisions. The Lift is shaping up to be one of the more intriguing simulation and adventure hybrids coming to PC in 2026, placing you in the role of a handyman assigned to restore a massive abandoned scientific facility that has been drifting through the void since a mysterious incident. The core gameplay revolves around exploration and repair, starting with simple tasks like fixing furniture and gradually expanding into complex engineering work, all wrapped in an atmospheric sci-fi narrative inspired by Soviet retrofuturism and unsettling lore. As you move through the facility, the sense of isolation and curiosity builds, supported by interactive mechanics that make hands-on repairs feel satisfying and deliberate. A public playtest is already available on Steam, and community feedback points to exploration that feels cozy yet strange, with mechanics that reward careful attention. Low Budget Repairs is an indie simulation that drops you into the role of a scrappy handyman taking on renovation jobs in aging 90s apartment blocks, where the entire business model revolves around cutting corners to maximize profit. Instead of premium tools and perfect craftsmanship, you rely on cheap equipment, questionable fixes, and solutions that are just good enough to hopefully go unnoticed by clients. The game plays as a lighthearted first-person renovation sandbox, where choices like diluting paint, fudging tile jobs, or rushing repairs directly affect how much money you make by the end of the day. Every job becomes a gamble between speed, cost, and risk, creating humor out of barely acceptable workmanship. The developers have not announced a release date yet, and the game is currently listed as coming soon on PC with no firm launch window. Shark Dentist fully embraces its outrageous premise as a horror-leaning roguelike simulation, where you play as a dentist performing dental procedures on giant sharks inside a grim underwater clinic. The tension comes from managing every aspect of the operation at once, including the shark's pulse, anesthesia levels, oxygen supply, and stress, because a single mistake can wake your patient with gruesome consequences. Each session is driven by procedurally generated scenarios and tools, ranging from drills to saws, ensuring that no two runs play out the same and that the pressure never fully eases. The balance between careful medical management and constant fear creates an unpredictable and nerve-wracking experience. A playtest is planned for early 2026, while the full PC release is currently marked as coming soon, with more details expected as development continues. Transport Fever 3 is the next major evolution of the long-running Transport Tycoon series from Urban Games, officially confirmed for a 2026 release on PC and also coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox. The game builds on the series' foundation of rail, road, cargo, and passenger logistics, while pushing deeper into more dynamic transport management with refined economic systems and stronger interactions between traffic flow, industry, and city growth. New infrastructure tools and improved systems aim to give players more control over how their networks evolve, supported by smarter cities and more responsive simulation behavior. The developers have already shared first-look updates, highlighting features such as improved map generation and infrastructure design, and there has been discussion of a closed beta to help fine-tune systems before launch. Adapt is an upcoming survival evolution game currently in development for PC, with its release date still listed as to be announced. In Adapt, you guide a species through a constantly changing world where survival depends on responding to shifting environments, seasons, predators, and resource challenges. The core gameplay loop centers on evolving traits and customizing your creature's genetic and physical characteristics, allowing you to compete with, outsmart, or overpower other life forms as you attempt to thrive and spread your lineage. Dynamic ecosystems play a key role, ensuring that the world reacts to how species evolve and interact with one another over time. The game has been actively showcased at events through community demos and roundups, highlighting its focus on deep customization and evolution-driven gameplay as development continues. The Ranchers is an open-world country life and farming simulation that invites you to leave city life behind and build a ranch from the ground up in a vast, lively world. You can raise animals, grow crops, craft tools and machines, and steadily expand your property while managing your ranch's economy and taking on various quests. Exploration plays a major role, with mines to delve into, wild islands to discover, and rare resources to uncover along the way. The game supports both solo play and online co-op for up to 4 players, giving you the freedom to build and customize your ranch however you like, alongside friends. While the setting feels peaceful at first glance, unexpected encounters with hostile monsters add danger and tension to everyday ranch life. The Ranchers is currently listed as coming soon on PC in 2026, with active Steam wishlist interest and ongoing discussion around early access. Aces of Thunder is an ambitious VR-focused aerial combat flight simulator from Gaijin Entertainment, designed with next-generation VR hardware such as PSVR 2 and Steam VR in mind, while also planning support for flat-screen play. The game places you directly in the cockpit of iconic World War I and World War II aircraft, delivering physically accurate flight behavior and damage models inspired by systems from War Thunder. You will take part in immersive dogfights across multiple historic theaters of war, piloting dozens of legendary fighters and bombers. The experience includes intense single-player missions as well as online multiplayer dogfighting, all built around a strong sense of realism and immersion.
Thinking. Outstanding job, team. German panzers in the village.
Cairn is an upcoming survival climbing adventure from the Game Bakers, the studio behind Fury and Haven, and it follows the journey of Ava, a determined mountaineer striving to become the first person to reach the unconquered summit of Mount Kami. The experience goes far beyond simple climbing, asking you to carefully read rock faces, plan your own routes, and manage essential resources such as food and gear while facing the real dangers of high-altitude survival. The climbing mechanics are grounded in realistic physics, making every handhold, foothold, and decision feel meaningful as you ascend. Along the way, atmospheric exploration and narrative moments unfold as you encounter other climbers and uncover the mountain's history. Palworld Pal Farm is a rumored spin-off of Palworld that reimagines its chaotic survival setting as a more relaxed farming and life simulation focused on building and managing a peaceful farmstead. Instead of emphasizing combat and survival pressure, Pal Farm leans into cozy farm life, where you grow crops, raise pals, and develop a thriving rural operation. Pals play an active role in daily farm work, helping with planting, harvesting, and even defending your fields when needed. The concept shifts the tone toward a calmer, more pastoral experience while retaining the charm of Palworld's creatures. There is currently no official release date, but the project is widely expected to launch first on PC and potentially enter early access in 2026, although nothing has been formally confirmed by the developers. PAX Post-Apocalypse Courier Service is a cooperative delivery and survival simulator set in a harsh post-apocalyptic wasteland, where you and up to 3 friends run a courier business serving the last remnants of humanity. You must navigate broken highways, extreme weather, and irradiated zones while delivering vital parcels across dangerous territory. Survival is tightly woven into the gameplay, as you scavenge for parts and fuel, customize and upgrade your vehicles, and carefully manage cargo, including packages that may be explosive or radioactive. Strategic planning is essential as you balance delivery efficiency with basic needs like food, radiation protection, and vehicle maintenance. The Free Shepherd is an evocative narrative adventure that places you in the role of a loyal border collie, tasked with herding lost sheep across a beautifully stylized landscape inspired by Iceland. As you guide the flock through sweeping valleys and quiet hills, the game gradually unfolds a deeper mystery surrounding an impending calamity threatening the land. Exploration is presented through a cinematic lens, blending gentle gameplay with emotional storytelling and atmospheric world design that emphasizes solitude, loyalty, and purpose. Half-Sword is an immersive, physics-based medieval combat simulator set in the brutal reality of the 15th century Europe, where every sword swing and defensive move is governed by authentic physical behavior. Instead of traditional hack-and-slash mechanics, combat relies on momentum, angles, timing, and weight, forcing you to fight with precision and awareness. Historically accurate weapons and armor shape how encounters play out, making each duel feel dangerous and unpredictable. The experience leans into visceral realism, delivering intense, sometimes unforgiving melee battles that demand skill and restraint. A playable tech demo is already available, and the full release is currently planned for the first quarter of 2026 on PC. Road Kings is a next-generation truck driving simulation from Saber Interactive and Focus Entertainment that puts you behind the wheel of massive 40-ton semi-trucks across the varied landscapes of the American South. The game combines realistic vehicle handling with a career-driven open world, where managing delivery routes, adapting to weather conditions, and navigating road hazards are all part of daily operations. As you progress, you build your reputation as a professional driver while competing with rival operators and taking on increasingly demanding jobs. The journey begins as a rookie driver and gradually evolves into running your own transport enterprise. Road Kings is scheduled for release in 2026 on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox, offering detailed simulation systems alongside story-infused delivery missions. Quarantine Zone, officially titled Quarantine Zone: The Last Check, is a zombie apocalypse checkpoint simulator that places you in charge of screening survivors during the collapse of an infected city. Each day forces you to make difficult moral and tactical decisions, determining who is allowed entry, who must be quarantined, and how limited resources like food, fuel, and defenses are allocated. The gameplay blends survival management with immersive simulation elements, allowing you to reinforce your checkpoint, deploy drones, and study captured infected in order to unlock upgrades. Every choice carries long-term consequences, shaping both your operation and the fate of those seeking safety. Built in Unreal Engine 5, the game is set to launch on PC on January 12th, 2026.
To healthy survivors. You can operate most of the base from that tablet, so keep it handy. Like I said, keep resources full and make some upgrades to security, living quarters, power fence drones, and let the ammunition fly. The base has some pretty solid defenses, checking these flashbacks for signs of zombie stuff, and a deeper look to root out any contraband.
Westlanders is an upcoming open-world survival sandbox set in a stylized Wild West environment, combining exploration, crafting, and base building with economic management. Players roam frontier landscapes while building mobile bases such as wagons, recruiting companions, hunting wildlife, and crafting tools and weapons needed for survival. The world is filled with threats ranging from bandits to dangerous animals, pushing players to prepare carefully and adapt to changing conditions. Cooperative play is a major focus, alongside a community-driven development approach that encourages player feedback. The game has a Kickstarter campaign and early access planned ahead of its full release, with no firm final launch date announced yet, though it is expected to arrive in 2026 on PC and consoles.
Nice. We knew the West would...
Cooking Simulator 2. Better Together is the highly anticipated follow-up to the Cooking Simulator franchise, scheduled to launch on PC on March 31st, 2026. And it expands the chaotic kitchen experience with deeper systems and new ways to play. You run your own restaurant, experimenting with ingredients, crafting and customizing recipes, and dealing with demanding customers, all while enjoying improved controls and a more polished simulation. The sequel introduces optional multiplayer co-op, allowing multiple players to work together in the same kitchen and share the pressure of service. New features include a refined blueprint-based recipe editor, quality of life improvements, and enhanced simulation of guest behavior and culinary techniques. The result is a more flexible and creative cooking sandbox that supports both solo play and cooperative chaos.
And we try again. Best chefs in the world.
Busbound is an upcoming vehicle simulation from Still Alive Studios, built on Unreal Engine 5 and published by Saber Interactive, that places players behind the wheel of licensed buses in the fictional American city of Emberville. The game focuses on simulation-style driving combined with route planning and schedule management, offering a grounded take on public transport operations. Players can experience the game in both single-player and multiplayer modes, reflecting modern expectations for cooperative simulation gameplay. By leveraging modern physics, visuals, and systems, the title aims to push traditional bus simulators forward. Busbound is scheduled to release in 2026 on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox. Animula Nook is a fantasy life simulation where you shrink down to explore a whimsical miniature world hidden inside everyday environments. You play as a tiny character navigating oversized spaces such as houseplant forests and forgotten wells, gathering unusual resources like sunlight, raindrops, and even forgotten scents to build and customize your home. As you explore, you meet quirky miniature residents, form friendships, and use intuitive creative tools to decorate cozy homes or expand entire tiny villages. The focus is on imagination, discovery, and personal expression within a charming, scaled-down world.
Can you hear the invitation written on the wind, mini adventurers? Please hold tight.
Restore. Your Island is a cozy ecological life simulation built in Unreal Engine 5 that centers on healing a damaged tropical island and restoring it to vibrant life. You explore the island on foot, remove pollution and debris, repair habitats, and gradually watch ecosystems recover as wildlife returns. The gameplay blends peaceful exploration with light resource management and customization of both the island itself and your personal base area. A loyal dog accompanies you throughout the journey, offering companionship and small interactive moments that reinforce the calm tone. With its slow-paced design and relaxing visuals, the game emphasizes restoration over challenge, and the full release is officially planned for the first quarter of 2026 on PC following a public demo. Ahoy is an upcoming multiplayer naval exploration and sailing simulator set during the 1780s Age of Sail, focusing on cooperation, realism, and life at sea. Players work together as crew members and captains to navigate the waters of the West Indies, managing ship operations, trading goods, and engaging in naval battles against rival crews and pirates. Realistic seamanship and strategic ship handling are central to the experience, requiring teamwork to balance cargo, crew morale, and navigation between ports. The game encourages long-term planning as players carve out their reputation across the region. Built with Unreal Engine 5, Ahoy is currently listed for PC in 2026, with no exact release date officially announced yet.
Or downfall. It is now we endure, for the voyage is life. The life of a sea captain is one of duty and relentless pursuit.
Paralives is a highly anticipated life simulation game often compared to The Sims, built in Unity, where you create and manage the lives of characters in a vibrant open-world town. The game offers deep home-building tools, a detailed character creator known as Paramaker, and a wide range of social interactions, jobs, and daily activities that evolve naturally as your parafolks live their lives. Neighborhood exploration plays a major role, allowing you to move seamlessly through the town and interact with its systems in a more organic way. Originally planned for an earlier early access launch, the developers officially delayed the early access release to May 25, 2026, in order to polish key gameplay systems and improve the overall player experience before opening the game to the public. The Legend of Keymori is a unique open-world horse-riding adventure set in the vast landscapes of 13th century Mongolia, where you play as a courier rider tasked with crossing steppes, mountains, and deserts to deliver cargo and uncover the secrets of an untamed land. The bond between rider and horse is central to the experience, as you train, breed, and care for steeds with specialized traits while managing supplies and surviving harsh climates. Exploration is driven by long journeys across a richly detailed world filled with NPCs, quests, and environmental challenges that test preparation and endurance. The early access launch was originally planned earlier but has been pushed to March 3, 2026, giving the developers additional time to refine controls, world flow, and performance.
Breed, raise, and train your horses.
Chronicles Medieval is an upcoming sandbox medieval RPG that drops you into a brutal and dynamic European world where you begin with nothing and gradually build your legacy. Character progression is fully open-ended, allowing you to shape your path through warfare, diplomacy, survival, or conquest. You can recruit and command troops in massive battles, sieges, and skirmishes, while also constructing castles and managing territory in a living world that responds to your decisions. Every choice echoes through your story, influencing alliances, conflicts, and long-term outcomes. Designed as a large-scale medieval sandbox, the game is heading into early access on PC in 2026, with console versions planned for a later stage.
Once taken. But that's just my story. But war found me. There is only death. Do not listen.
Ace Combat 8 Wings of Thieves is the newest mainline entry in the iconic arcade-style aerial combat franchise, officially revealed at the Game Awards 2025 and scheduled to launch in 2026 on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox. Built in Unreal Engine 5, the game returns to the fictional Strange Real universe, placing you in the cockpit of advanced fighter jets for intense dogfights above photorealistic skies and dynamic landscapes. The campaign blends cinematic storytelling with high-speed aerial action, casting you as an elite pilot carrying the legendary title Wings of Thieves, while fighting enemy forces and reclaiming your homeland. Alongside the story-driven single-player experience, the game also includes multiplayer elements designed to extend replayability.
He's a mass delusion fabricated by the rumor mill of social media.
Radar contact.
Let's keep at it, Rex.
From now on, you'll be the greatest ace pilot this war will ever know.
Copa City offers a fresh take on football games by shifting the focus away from the pitch and into the world of event and city management. Instead of controlling players or coaches, you take on the role of an organizer responsible for preparing entire cities and stadiums for major football events. The gameplay revolves around managing logistics, infrastructure, transport systems, crowd flow, fan zones, and the overall matchday atmosphere, while also accounting for licensed clubs and their unique cultures. Every decision affects how smoothly events run and how memorable the experience is for fans. Copa City is scheduled to launch on March 26, 2026, and will be available on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox.